What is up, everybody? We are back. It is Wednesday. Say It Out Loud Sports. We're doing running backs today. No more quarterbacks. We're on running backs. No more mention of Tim Tebow, at least during this episode.
Well, he's probably going to have some rushes, so
yeah,
put it on the board.
Sleeper. All right, well, we're doing running backs today, so let's get into fantasy football. Let's do some over-unders just like last week. Derrick Henry, 2,027 rushing yards. That's what he had last year. Now he gets an extra game. Julio Jones on the outside. But, I mean, he had a monster year.
So he's had 2 straight monster years.
2,027 rushing yards.
That's so tough to repeat. Over, right?
He did it last year, too.
Can he?
That's exactly his number.
He should be able
last
to.
year was
That's
2,000.
what
What was the year before? It was like 1,900.
Yeah.
So
he's just going to keep going?
3 years in a row.
Yeah. Dude's a workhorse.
It is crazy. Like,
he doesn't get hurt.
I mean, knock on some wood, but yeah, he's an animal.
He's been the best fantasy football running back for the last 2 seasons.
Do you think they lighten the workload for him this year?
No. That's
Or
the
is
offense.
it going to be the same workload?
It's the offense.
You know what I mean? Because now you got Julio Jones, A.J.
hammer.
Brown. Like, you have more weapons on the outside now.
That's tough.
I had Henry last year, and it's just a matter of watching the game, waiting for when he's going to break off a 70-yarder.
I'm going to say over. I think Derrick Henry's that good.
He's going over.
It's tough to do that.
Is that the
But
over-under
I'm going to
number,
go out on a
2027?
whim
No,
and
I just created it for this.
I'm going to say
episode.
he does it again.
He
does
goes
it
over?
again.
I think
he
goes
does
over.
it again.
Because
Tough.
The offense goes through that. Goes through him running the football.
Yeah.
I think they
Either
don't
way,
even have
either way, he's somewhere around there. He's somewhere around 2,000 yards.
They don't even have
again.
a backup running back.
Well,
They did.
do.
He left.
They still have a backup running back. It's a couple younger guys. I can't remember who it was. It was decent. I have to agree. I think he's over. So it's hard to be like, oh, no, he's not going to do it.
He plays all 3 downs.
Yeah. So unanimous over 2,000. What's the record? He's going to break.
Peterson has it, right?
He's gonna
20.
He's going to break the
21
record.
something?
Sure.
He's going to break the record. But he gets an extra game.
Yeah,
so
the thing
it's
is,
stupid.
to me, you just close the record
So he
books, you
gets
start new ones.
2,300.
That sounds insane.
What do you
I
think?
know, right?
What do you think about that? Do you close the record books and you start new ones now with 17
you have
games?
to.
Or you just
Yeah, if you're going to continue 17 games, you have to.
right? The record books are closed.
Right.
Yeah.
You start a whole new books.
I don't think they'll do that, though.
They won't.
They'll have a little
It'll
asterisks.
just be
Yeah.
It'll be dumb.
Yeah, 2105 is the record.
Or that'll always be a discussion.
It's
So
Peterson,
they,
right?
they played an extra game
no,
for
it's Dickerson.
You know,
What did Peterson have?
He was
2096.
8 yards short.
2096 on
97, yeah. So 2105 is the all-time record.
He breaks that. He breaks that
in an extra game.
with an extra game.
yeah, he'll get there.
Maybe he'll get there in 16, then he can sit him out and be like, he still broke it.
Yeah.
So who knows?
There you go.
All right, Alvin Kamara. 9.5 rush touchdowns over under.
Oh man.
He had 16 last year.
Do you remember
Yeah.
through 8 weeks he had none?
He had 5 in the Christmas day. Was it Christmas?
Yeah. 6, right? He had
5 to
6
6
on Christmas Day. But I mean, there was like a 13-game span where he didn't have any.
Yeah. So over under 9.5 rushing. This is strictly rush. It doesn't count as receiving.
Well, we got to figure out who the quarterback is first.
It's Jameis Winston.
Is it?
Yeah.
You sure?
That's what it looks like at camp. He's taking all the
It's
number
not-
1 reps.
Taysom.
Okay.
What if he has like 2 bad games?
They love Taysom Hill there. They do.
No, they
love him.
don't. I think Sean Payton does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, he's the coach.
Yeah.
He's a coach, so
So if they start like 0-3, does Taysom Hill get the nod and then Kamara just
Possibly.
loses his mind?
Kamara's the worst thing that happened to Kamara is Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
We saw.
So
that
what do you
last
think?
year.
Jameis has contacts though. He's got his new contacts.
LASIK.
Yeah, LASIK. Sure. There
Yeah, you
go.
can see now. He
Yeah.
said.
So
It's like, why didn't you do that?
So his
10 years
arm
ago?
has nothing has changed
Why
about
was that
Jameis
not
except
a
he can see.
decision to make before your rookie season?
So I'm gonna say over again. I'm gonna say
over
over again.
9.5.
Over.
I'm going under.
Take it under,
Are
but
you?
he's going to
I
have
just-
like 15 because he's going to catch 10.
He might. I
Right.
just don't see him running the ball like. We had 5 on Christmas Day or whatever, 6 on the
6
day.
on
Well,
Christmas
who's
Day.
And that was
RB2?
16.
Who's
Latavius Murray's still there.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, they're not gonna change the game plan that much.
Yeah, but my point, he had 6. in
They're
one
actually
game.
going to be better. We
That's
talked
what that's
about
what
this.
skews the number of 16.
But we said this
Yeah,
last
yeah,
year.
10 maybe.
Yeah.
We said this last year. As soon as Jameis Winston's the starting quarterback, which he never was, that whole offense opens up.
So how comfortable are you drafting? Obviously, the 2 guys we talked about. Derrick Henry's obviously a top 3 pick.
Right.
1 or 2. In my book, it's 1
if I have one, I'm taking Derrick Henry.
in PPR.
Yeah, because that's my. If you have the 1 or 2 pick, you're taking a running back, and he's the number 1 running back.
Alvin Kamara's in the mix. I think he's highly
So you're
underrated.
up-
I think he's 8th right now.
Yeah, I
7th
think
or
he's
8th average.
8
So
and a half. Then we're using half-point PPR.
I'll take him
so
in the
he's
top
6.
5. I think there's a couple guys that could.
Kamara's the only other one I'd
Well, the top
consider.
6 is McCaffrey, Cook, Henry's 3, Taylor, Zeke, and then Kamara.
See, I don't trust McCaffrey or Cook.
Yeah, you think McCaffrey's
Availability
going
is
to
everything. And
I mean, he
those
missed
dudes
the one last season, but the 2
play like
seasons
3 games.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
2
I
seasons
would
before
take
that, I have to go McCaffrey.
I would take
Last
Kamara
year I would
over
have said the
Taylor.
same thing, but I'm taking Derrick Henry now.
Yeah.
Would you take Kamara over Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kamara's number 2
me too.
on my list.
I would.
Oh, you have Kamara that? Yeah, I think he's about right. I'd probably take him over Zeke at this point. But I think like Saquon Barkley, which we'll talk about, he's below Kamara. You got Nick Chubb below Kamara.
That's the 3rd on my list, Nick Chubb.
You just McCaffrey's. You're not drafting him ever.
Availability.
If he falls to you at like 8, you're not. Picking him.
Obviously you're
How
gonna
low? How low do you need to be to draft
5.
him? Okay. I mean, I think you're crazy, but
4, maybe
it is
4.
what it is. All right. So yeah. Next,
If you're at 6 and it's McCaffrey and Aaron Jones, who you take?
McCaffrey.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not. He's my number 1, which we'll talk about. I mean, we'll get to our top 3, but all right. Adrian Peterson, he's still playing. 6.5 rushing touchdowns.
Over.
He had 7 last year. He was sniping them.
He was sniping in the red zone in the goal line carries. He's getting them all.
He had 690 yards and 7 touchdowns.
I don't
But
think he only played like 12
Father
games.
Time is undefeated. He's going under.
Yeah, I agree. I think Swift missed time. I don't think, and they got added Jamal Williams from
Oh, he's going to lose all the carries.
that. But I just think it's Swift's time. Like Peterson,
Yeah.
how long? I mean,
He's there.
I would
Is
love
he
it.
there?
I
Is
love.
he there
He's
to
one of my
lead those
favorite
guys?
running backs of
Yeah.
all time.
Is he there like as the veteran running back, like
He
teaching
can still
these guys?
play. He had 800, 700 yards and 7 touchdowns.
He just
Decent.
isn't going to have. He's not going to have 220 touches.
No, not even close. Probably 100, maybe.
But
For
he's
the
going to.
season? No, more.
Is he
5
going
a
to be
game?
the goal
5
line
a
back?
game.
No, he's going to
gonna
have
be the goal
15.
line
Or
back?
he's going to have 15.
Touches a game?
Dude, last year he was getting 20, 25.
No way.
Yeah, he was.
Really?
Dude, he had 100 yards like 3 times.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Yeah, I
he
think
nailed
they're
it.
going to move. I think they're going to move on.
You think he's going to get 15?
They're moving on from AP.
I think he gets like five touches a game max. I think he touches the ball less than 100 times this season.
I can see that.
So that's 85.
If coming out of camp, they think
got
he's
Swift
the best
and-
running back on the team, he's going to get him.
No, Swift is the best running back on the team,
Yes.
100%. And he's like 23. I don't know. You like the old guys.
AP, there's no hate for me with AP.
I love AP, but I just
AP's a fantasy zombie.
he's
He's just always there.
yeah.
He's always rostered.
old reliable. All right, Mike Davis. 8.5 rushing touchdowns. So he's in Atlanta now. He took over from McCaffrey last year, did good. He's in Atlanta. Gurley had 9 touchdowns on the ground for Atlanta last year, and he missed time too. So Mike Davis stepping in. I think Gurley's still there, but I think Mike Davis is going to be the lead guy there.
What happened?
8.5 touch injuries.
8.5 touchdowns.
He's young still too.
Yeah, relative. Yeah,
You know he's 2 years younger than Derrick Henry.
yeah,
His career, Gurley's career is basically over,
yeah.
and Derrick Henry's is literally not even peaking.
Well, I mean, it's pretty serious.
He's at the top of
He's
his.
at the top of.
You know what I mean?
I don't know how much higher he can go.
He's number 1 right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go over.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
go
gonna go
over
over.
too.
You
I think
go
they're gonna run. They're gonna try and run a ton of play action, so they're gonna run the ball a lot too.
Yeah, I think they still run Pitts. I mean, losing
That's
Julio's
his
big, but they still
Pitts.
have Ridley and Pitts Hurst, and they're still going to throw the ball a lot. But I think Davis is really good. I remember when McCaffrey got down. Remember someone spent all their free agent money on Mike Davis,
On Mike
and we were
Davis.
ripping him,
Yeah.
and that
And
fool
that fool went
dropped like
off.
30 for like
Yeah.
3 straight weeks, and then even later in the season, he had to come back and drop.
But it's
numbers.
partially that offense, too. I mean, the
Panthers.
Panthers' offense
Yeah.
is generated around running backs.
Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Couldn't really throw the ball.
Couldn't throw it.
downfield.
Yeah.
All right, who's a top 10 guy? You got finishing outside the top 20.
I have Cam Akers.
You don't buy into it?
I just think with Stafford, they're gonna
Sling
they're
it.
gonna open the playbook up that they never did for Goff. He's gonna sling them all.
I can see
That's
that.
why they traded. They didn't
But
trade for him
I
to
feel
hand
like
it off. I
he's going to
promise.
get in the end zone more.
They didn't give up picks and a bunch of stuff for Matt Stafford to hand it off.
Yeah.
Sean McVay's going to put some stuff together. They're going to throw the ball.
Yeah, they leaned on him a lot towards the back half of that season.
Right.
But that was mainly because of the quarterback. But I think Akers is that talented. I kind of that's not a bad take. I kind of I don't
I
trust
just-
Akers. They have Henderson.
He's outside
there.
the top 10.
He's 9.
He's 9 right now, but I don't think he finishes in the top 10.
Huh.
Just because they're going to throw the ball. There's no way they trade for Matt Stafford to run it or even plan to run to set up a passing game. They're going to throw it.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
That's I got Nick Chubb. I know you guys are going to hate me for that.
I have the same guy.
You got Nick Chubb outside?
Yeah, he's not a third down back. There's Kareem Hunt still there. Yeah. He's not a pass catching back. Like, I'm not drafting him in the top 10. Period.
Yeah, they have him at 8. I think they open up a little bit. OBJ is going to be back. The joke,
but he doesn't get any receiving opportunities.
He gets a little bit, but then you got Kareem Hunt there,
right?
Kareem Hunt's
and
third down.
Chubb has a ton of miles on in his last couple of years. They've been using him a ton,
the most touches.
So there's always the injury probability. There's always that running back.
I think his floor, is outside the top 10,
top 20
or top 20. Yeah.
I think I could see him finishing 8, 9, 10. But if I had to pick anybody from that list, I mean, you look at the top 10. It's like McCaffrey. No. Cook, probably not. Henry, Taylor, Zeke maybe, but still he could lose carries to Pollard. But the guy that sticks out the most is Chubb because of, and I guess Akers, the same kind of boat.
Yeah, I can see
for the point you made.
Possibly. Yeah,
to me, it's just like if you're going to trade for Stafford, it's not to run the ball.
Right. Who's the guy you're avoiding in the top 10? Chubb. And you're McCaffrey pretty much
outside, not to top 10 because obviously in the top 10
running backs. Akers.
What about Saquon Barkley?
I think he's.
I mean, he's that good, but
he's coming back from
multiple injuries.
That Giants offense is garbage.
Well, with him
they got Galladay now. I like Galladay this year. I don't think Jones is as bad as he played last year.
No, but he also didn't have Barkley. Year. Jones hasn't had Barkley.
So Barkley finishes inside the top 10.
If Barkley stays healthy, he's in there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think the Giants will be a lot better.
I mean, he's a machine.
He'll get a ton of carries.
That whole offense is going to be around Barkley.
They'll lean on Barkley to help Daniel.
So I guess you're not mad if you got him in the top 10.
No,
I'm trying to look at who I would avoid. Aaron Jones at 10's a steal. Like probably Akers. Zeke is probably questionable that high.
Really?
Like we saw him last year. I mean, obviously they lost Dak, but when he was on the 1 year, I had him. I drafted him and Derrick Henry 4
They ran it 4 times from the one you didn't get in.
Multiple times that happened to me. Then they got in. There's a penalty, and then they
back it up 10.
Brutal. All right. Who's the guy outside the top 20 that you see?
Josh Jacobs for me.
Even with the addition of Drake?
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
He was their go-to workhorse. He's, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. I don't see what.
Who'd you say?
Josh Jacobs from the Raiders.
Josh Jacobs, 21st.
Didn't they get Kenyon Drake, though?
Yeah, but I don't.
Not worried about him?
Kenyon Drake playing third down, probably.
Yeah.
But Josh Jacobs has been
You think he's going to finish inside the top 10? That's your guy?
Dude, he's like a top 4 runner. He's a top 4 running back in football last year and the year before. So, I mean, I don't see why he'd be outside the top 20. They run the ball a ton.
He should get a lot of touches.
He should get the touches.
But Drake being there hurts his passing game. I don't know. I could see it. I mean, the Raiders' offense gets down. They're always in the freaking red zone, I feel like.
Who's number 1 running back on the Dolphins?
Myles Gaskin.
There we go.
That's your guy?
That's my guy.
Yeah, he's right behind Jay. He's 22 in the ranks.
He's going to be a PPR monster. I think I looked at an article today, and it was like
checking it down.
Right, he's going to check it down. So he's going to play all 3 downs, and I think he averaged 65 yards a game rushing, 65 yards a game receiving. And I mean, if you're in a PPR league, obviously, I think that's a guy that could possibly finish in the top 10. They're not going to go away from Gaskin. I don't think he has a whole lot of competition outside of the number 2 running back. So I think Gaskin could be that guy.
Yeah, if he's putting up 65 and 65, that's good. They got Malcolm Brown from the Rams. And then that Ahmed guy, remember last year he kind of took over. And that's it.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about those guys. I think Myles Gaskin could be that PPR running back.
And they added weapons all over the field. They added William Fuller and Jalen Waddle, and they have Devontae Parker and Gesicki. So they're not going to be you're not going to see a ton of action in the box.
I feel like if you get him that deep, like that guy's going to be a steal.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
DeAndre Swift at 20. I think he's just going to be a monster. They're going to lead on him. Jared Goff is, they're going to game plan around the Lions running backs.
Mostert.
I like Mostert, but Trey Sermon's there, and I like Sermon.
Or Sermon.
So
He's
both those
30.
guys they'll split a lot. That's why I didn't go one of those guys.
Yeah,
that's kind of the
Mostert's a monster. That dude is a monster.
He's so fast.
So fast.
Dude, Ronald Jones all the way down at 33. That's
really?
Yeah, they just split.
I like Leonard Fournette.
He came on hard in the playoffs, but
let's
in the
get to
regular
some of the
season,
guys in the middle.
Leonard Fournette is listed as the RB1.
Yeah, but all season last year, Ronald Jones took over.
I think it's going to.
Fournette took over the playoffs.
I think that's going to change. I think it's going to be all Fournette.
They added Gio Bernard too.
They're going to
from the Bengals. He's going to be like a pass catching guy.
I still think Leonard Fournette's going to be that guy.
I think he'll be all right. He's going to get some touches. I just don't. He's not going to get 20 touches. He's going to get 10, 15 touches, and then Jones will get 7. Gio's going to get 5, and the same way they did last year. And they're going to throw the majority of the time. Gio Bernard could be like the James White.
Yeah,
that fool could be a monster.
Third down.
Let's get to some of the guys in the middle. You got Eckler at 11, monster.
Yeah, I like him. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Chargers fan. No, I think he's going to get the ball.
Miles Sanders at 15.
I don't like Chris Carson. He's off my list.
I won't draft Seahawks.
Yeah. Oh, well, I just won't draft Chris Carson.
I won't draft anybody.
If not even DK Metcalf. If you're drafting DK.
If Russell Wilson fell to me in the 15th round, I'm not taking him.
This is absurd.
Because then I'd have to start him and root for him. I'm not doing it.
You would pick Andy Dalton for sure.
Is Najee Harris primed for just a breakout season?
I think he's a monster. He's going to be top 10 running back. I could see him finishing top 5 in that offense.
Yeah.
They have Benny Snell and McFarland.
Najee's going to get
Najee's going to be a monster this year.
And he's a 3-down guy, too.
Yeah. You got Joe Mixon sitting there. That's how early do you take Mixon? Every year he just disappoints. Some people had him as high as like 3, 4, 5 last year.
Yeah, that's why I asked you guys before this podcast started.
Good.
Like, Joe Mixon.
But he has to play. Availability, man. He misses games.
I don't know.
What about the rookie for the Jaguars?
Etienne?
Is he on your guys' list?
It's tough because I think Robinson's going to get some carries, but Etienne's will be – most of the league is split carries. Or like 60-40, 70-30. It's not maybe 50-50, but like Henry is one of the only guys that's 90-10, 100% of the carries. You look at even Chubb Hunt. You got Barkley's probably close to him. He's probably 80-20.
And some dudes, mobile quarterbacks are killing running backs too.
Jonathan Taylor still has Marlon Mack.
That's why
I think Etienne will be fine.
J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, I'm staying away from those guys.
Yeah, because Lamar Jackson.
I'll take Dobbins all day.
Dobbins,
really?
He's probably going to get most of the work there, but he's going to lose a ton of carries to Lamar.
It's just hard to trust guys like that. I don't know.
Your boy, you mentioned Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yes.
He's sitting at 16.
Yes. I think he's going to end up being a top 3. No, you got him going down? No.
Yeah.
I think
is this your top 3?
Let's get to top 3 I think he's going to eke in there and be a top 3 finisher.
So do you have McCaffrey, Henry, and then Helaire?
My top 3, I got McCaffrey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Henry third.
So I got
just because of the PPR.
So Derrick Henry's number 2,
and then
I got McCaffrey number 1,
and then Edwards-Helaire 3. All right, yeah, mine's McCaffrey and Henry 1, 2, and then I got Antonio Gibson.
Oh,
from the Washington football team.
I was wondering about him.
They're going to run it, but he's also a pass catcher. I know McKinnon's the guy, but I like Gibson a lot. I think Fitzpatrick's going to open up the field a little bit. Gibson's going to be a monster this year. Book it. I'm targeting him in every league. I got him finishing 3rd.
They play good.
I feel the same way about Edwards-Helaire. That's how I feel.
I just don't.
I like Ed. I kind of do like
how they're going to throw it so much. He's not going to have the touch.
So he's working on his pass catching.
The Chiefs don't check it down. They throw it down the field.
Yeah.
Mahomes is like 3rd in the league in air yards.
But look at Andy Reid's past history, with LaShawn McCoy, Brian Westbrook, all these guys caught balls out of the backfield.
Yeah, but he didn't have Mahomes on those teams.
This is true. I don't know. I just think I'm high on Edwards-Helaire this year.
Who do you got?
What?
Top 3.
Top 3?
Finishing.
Henry 1, Kamara 2, Zeke 3.
Okay. No super sleepers.
Man, you went with the Cowboy?
Yeah, because they're not going to – we saw what happens when Zeke doesn't play and Dak, they rely on Dak.
Yeah.
They're gonna rely on Zeke. That's what made them good 2 years ago.
And the offensive line.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Looking at who else we got on here. I'm kind of coming down the list. You got you mentioned Etienne. Damian Harris at 28. It's not bad for New England. The only problem with that, Cam Newton steals a lot of touchdowns.
Right.
If Mac Jones is playing, Harris could be.
He could be nice.
Very good. Yeah, Sermon. Chase Edmonds, I think, will have a good year. Drake's gone.
What about the Bills? Bills' situation is so awful. What do you got, Zach Moss back there?
Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen.
That's who runs the ball.
They have.
You're steering clear of the Bills' backfield, right?
Antonio Williams.
I wouldn't draft
I've heard
that's their rookie.
Is like coming up pretty strong. But yeah, they got Zach Moss.
Devin Singletary's there, right, though?
Singletary. Yeah, they're ranked 38 and 43.
I was high on Singletary last year.
I was too. Philip Lindsay in Houston.
That
was my guy, dude.
Yeah, I know.
His rookie year.
Only because I feel like because he's left-handed.
Is he?
He was good his rookie year. He balled his rookie season. He ran for 1,000.
Yeah, he's just slight, I guess.
And now he's on a team who knows who's playing quarterback.
Who's your favorite value pick?
Like deep? I'm going deep down here?
Yeah, value pick.
Dude, I don't know.
I'd probably go James White.
Just because he's a pass catcher?
Because he's always on the field.
Yeah.
Cam's...
No James Conner?
No, he ain't going to be much.
James Conner hate is real here.
Gio Bernard's not bad at 50. Like, you're going
James
deep.
White.
Marlon Mack.
Playing behind Taylor.
If Marlon Mack can stay healthy...
And get
100%.
The full's a monster when he's healthy.
100%, yes. I 100%
you can get him,
agree with
you can get him super late. He's what 50? Where's he at? 53rd in running back rankings. You got to draft Alexander Madison.
Yeah,
Back, got to draft him.
Yeah, you got to handcuff that one.
Super valuable. Tevin Coleman in the Jets. He's a starting running back. Or that Michael Carter dude from North Carolina. Those are two running backs. So Coleman.
Yeah.
Damn, they're in rough shape.
Mark Ingram is on the Texans.
He ain't going to play.
He ain't going to play.
Be real.
Because they still got, Deontay Evans or whatever?
They got David Johnson, too, don't they?
Darrington Evans?
Yeah.
He's on, he's the backup in Tennessee.
Oh, he moved? Yeah.
He's on Tennessee. I'm talking about Houston.
Oh, gotcha.
Texans. They got David Johnson, Mark Ingram.
Philip Lindsay.
Duke Johnson's a free agent. What was the bet last? Someone was betting that he was going to be a top 10 running back.
Was that Arts?
Was that Arts? I feel like it was Arts.
I think it was Arts.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, it was Arts. 100%.
Oh, what's the deal? Kerryon Johnson's on Philly.
I don't know. Miles Sanders is going to be the guy. He's 3 down back.
Matt Breida's in Buffalo.
Oh,
that's intriguing.
I love Breida.
I know.
From the 49ers days, but it is what it is. Wayne Gallman, 49ers. That's weird. That's pretty much it.
Austin Scott. He's still in Philly, too.
He ain't getting no run.
No,
He ain't getting no run.
Probably not.
I feel like, it's so tough, you got to find that number 2, that dark horse running back in every league.
Philly has
that's
20 running backs.
It's so good for trade bait. Like if you have 3 starting running backs and the other guy didn't draft running backs, you have to find that third guy as a running back, like that sleeper. That way you can either trade him or, move on. It's just you got to have that third guy.
Yeah, if you can get the 2 of the top. I know last year I made the trades. Like in our league, we can trade.
Yeah.
And I got Henry and Zeke. I got somehow landed 3 and 4. Or no, 3 and 5.
You had Henry.
I had Henry and Zeke.
Yeah.
3 and 5. Zeke had a down year, but Henry just carried me.
35 a week.
He had 50 in 1 week.
Yeah.
Just bounty.
220 yards, 5.
But yeah.
So is he the number 1?
Henry?
That's your guys?
That's my
I have
number
McCaffrey.
1.
I have McCaffrey, then Henry. If it wasn't PPR, no one does standard anymore, but I have to go McCaffrey. He's the consensus number 1 everywhere. He's going to get 10 catches a game.
He's just got to stay on the field like Bob said.
That's the problem is how many Philly has so many. They still have Jordan Howard, too.
He's
what
still
are they
alive?
doing at running back?
All right. Well, that's it for the running back edition. Check back next week. We'll be back. Wide receivers and tight ends. Little combo episode next week. Thanks for tuning in.